For those of you who are not sure, and those of you who haven't visited for a while, this will give you an idea of how things look a little bit in live time on the top of Chosen Hill today. In the distance there you can just see the Trig point and the steps that were put in by the Woodland Trust 3 summers ago now. And just to the left is the field gate, and you might just be able to see one of the sets of fairy doors hidden in the grass there. I'm going to walk through to the parish burial ground and then the church, so that everybody can get a good look and see how things are now that spring seems to have finally arrived. And here on the left hand side is Five Ways Meet, and although we're going to continue on the path we just walked down towards the parish burial ground, we just have a quick look down here. If you follow those steps down there and keep going, you can go all the way down through the woods and the new woods towards Zoon's Court. And just the bottom of the left there, you can carry on back round to the Tumps, or what we used to call Camel's Humps. Round to the right is the Soldier's Walk, and there's another fairy door in the middle of there too. Okay, so I'm going to carry on round on the link path. And this is one of the Woodland Trust kissing gates. And now we're on the path that the Churchdown Parish Council very kindly put in after the Woodland Trust had done their work, so that there is actually now an all year round path surface. You can certainly use this path. On the right hand side, the reservoirs, Churchdown High Level. And they did a really good job of this. Going back 3 or 4 years ago, in the winter months, you just wouldn't have been able to walk through here unless you had wellies on. And even then, there was a very distinct risk that you'd lose them because they'd get sucked off. It was that muddy. So this has been a real bonus for people using the hill year round. It's a beautiful May day today, literally the 1st of May, although it's not a bank holiday today. And down here on the left is the area where the young people have made a bike track and things, and you can walk through back towards the top steps and towards the wet steps. We're going to go this way and just towards the parish burial ground. Hopefully it'll be quiet so we're not disturbing anybody. There's a gate on every corner, and this is the southwest gate that goes to the path towards the Tumps and Camel's Hump. When there's no one around, the birdsong in here is just absolutely magical. This gate here is the northwest gate, and if you go through there, there's another Woodland Trust kissing gate just the way through there. You can just see it, and that path goes through towards Tinker's Hill and to the wet steps and towards the railway field direction. the large tree that was in the middle of the cemetery that came down in a storm a couple of years ago has been replaced. And there was a great picture a couple of weeks ago when we did the bluebell post of the different trees in blossom together or in a row. That's the northeast gate, and the path through there just goes around to the back of the church, or the north side of the church, and the steps to the pines. Again, you can see the reservoir there in the distance. I think there's a squirrel there amongst the headstones as well, you can see. There's lots of squirrels up here, and there's some other wonderful wildlife too. You can usually see green woodpeckers in here, as well as squirrels. It's a very, very, very nice place to sit and contemplate, or spend some time. Okay, so we're going to walk into the churchyard proper now. Unfortunately, not really sure what's been happening to the grass keeping. The church had a brilliant mowing service coming up every couple of weeks for quite some time, and I don't know whether they just haven't been able to start because of the weather, because it's been really very wet, and this really is one of the first decent days we've had in the UK this year. Those of you who are local, the reason I'm talking about the UK is that Chosen Hill, or our Chosen Hill, actually does have some followers from other places around the world. United States, New Zealand, Australia. People often that grew up here and like to keep in touch. There's the Sextons Cottage. There we have the church. There you are, another view of the cottage there. I think we'll just walk our way around this way through the more historic part of the churchyard. There's some incredible gravestones here. Some of them are at a distinct angle there. There's some real history in this churchyard, and under the yew trees. It's a truly amazing place, and we are very blessed to have it. And it's just a shame it's not open more often, but the church does make allowance and open up. I think it's every Saturday from May to September at the moment, so if you want to have a look around St Bartholomew's, best to check the St Andrews and St Bartholomew's website, but they are open on Saturdays now if you want to have a look around. It is well worth a visit. That's the north gate, and the steps are just down to the right. And I don't know whether you can see through the trees, but the mulvens are in that distance. And this is the spot that we talked about recently in a blog about Gerald Finzi and Ralph Vaughan Williams writing some of their famous works or using inspiration from here. I think it was the Lark Ascending is the one that's in question, and although you're having to look through the trees, the view here is stunning on a day like this. Obviously Churchdown looks a lot different to how it would have done in the days when those two gentlemen were visitors, but you can really get a good feel for it. The viewing area is a relatively new thing. When I grew up in Churchdown, this wasn't here. It's got a purpose. It's here to stop the church from falling down. Of course, this church is amazing in the sense that you can see it from the M5, which is down there, and you might be able to hear it. But being on top of the hill, it's been exposed. There were pine trees all the way around it, I remember as a child, and the path is very narrow. But a lot of funding came in to build this retaining wall and hopefully preserve the church for many centuries to come. Here's Churchdown, and things you can pick out in that view perhaps. There's GCHQ in the distance. There's Chosen Hill School down right in front of us. There's the Old Elm, where you can use that as a great base to go for some great walks on the hill, around the hill. And in the distance there's Gloucestershire Airport, Staverton Airport, and Breeden Hill. It's a really nice clear day. And looking around, Leckhampton Hill straight ahead, and around to Crickley Hill. And if you look close, you can just see the A417, the road that goes up the hill to where the new relief road is now being constructed to avoid what was the air balloon, which is sadly no longer with us. As with the parish burial ground, there are some wonderful places to sit here and some great benches, often celebrating people who are no longer with us, and donated by families and friends, and really, really, really nice places to sit and have a think. There we go. Again, Cheltenham in the distance there.